what if you have like the whole conversation history, and then you want to feed like the whole conversation history and get the output? You need to enable two more things. One is the database where you are storing the previous history. Second is the memory part, right? But you also need a way to so that the context is actually understandable, right? So now you're not just feeding one prompt and getting the output. You're feeding a series of prompts and getting the output. So let's say you started talking about movies, and in the conversation, after some time, you started talking about the sports, right? How does LLM knows that it has to talk about the movies or sports? Let's say you have multiple chat windows open, and can you collect output from all the chat windows and bring a consistent result? Let's say you Ray, as a person, you have initiated 5 different chats with ChatGPT. Now, see on the 6th new chat, you don't have to explain that, hey, I'm Ray, I'm an engineer, I'm working on this, right? It should know that about you already, right? So then what you have done is you have not just used one prompt, got the output, one chat got the output, multiple chats got the output. You have actually chained things. So you have chained the things which you do, you have talked about, ChatGPT has already stored in the memory, and all these chains or small snippets of the code are actually part of this long chain, which we call LangChain. Okay, so now LangChain provides you a way to build agents. And you would have heard about like LLM agents. So LLM agents are nothing but the series of commands which you can deterministically do, or a work which you can deterministically do with LLMs. This is like kind of like a chain of thoughts which we already process in our brain. We try to replicate the same thing using LLM, using something called a LangChain. And that's a framework of how these small snippets of LLM interact with each other, provide you a cohesive, deterministic output, rather than a random output every single time you chat with them.